Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to STEMwithKino.com. I'm Kino Thomas. And tonight's live stream, 9 to 10 p.m., is the military test prep. This includes the United States Army SIFT, the United States Navy OAR, the United States Navy ASTBE, the ASVAB, all branches, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Coast Guard, and the AFOQT for the United States Air Force and the United States Army Officer Corps. Now, I'd like to give a special shout out to Mike G. I'm just saying his last initial for, his anonymity, but he passed. And if you're subscribed to me, you could see the little congratulatory video that I did for him. Mike did really good on the AFOQT. He qualifies for the pilot and navigator slot. And Mike, congratulations to you, man. You really put it down. You really worked hard. And actually, he's going to be in my undergraduate pilot training prep course, which is a very comprehensive course that you will need to shine in undergraduate pilot training. So, without further ado, I'm going to get my board up here. And there we go. And we will get started. If you could, while you're in the room, number one, please hit the like button. Number two, what did I want to say? I lost my train of thought. Hit the like button, number one, and number two, you know where to send your questions. I will post the email up here in a second. And also, I talked about all the military. I would say as long as you're able to clear a class, it should be okay. I would have to say as long as you're able to clear a class. Okay, Avery in the house. Osvaldo's in the house. I know this song, but as a pilot, is a pilot allowed to have a heart murmur? To be honest with you, I think it's okay. I think you will probably need to have a letter from a cardiologist just saying that, okay, it's a slight murmur, nothing, major, if it's just a slight one. But you would have to actually, talk to your cardiologist and just be like, okay. And that's the thing with medical certificates. Pilots, let me say something about pilots. You're really going to have to watch what you do to your body. If you want to be flying for a long time. You really want to watch what you're doing to your body. And yeah, the question was about someone that might have a slight heart murmur, and then will they be able to clear a class 3? You could even clear a class 1, but you're gonna have to be kind of like just maybe once or maybe every 2 years or something like that, just going to your cardiologist and just kind of updating. I believe that's how it works from guys that I've talked to. I've never ever had an issue with that. And so, but another thing you can do is you can call up a flight surgeon, which I say flight surgeon, but in the phone book or Googling, it will be an aviation medical examiner. These are the people that issue the class 1, class 2, or class 3 physicals. And, I would just talk to them and be like, look, what do I need? Is this going to be an issue before you go pay your money and stuff? All right. Another thing is it's another point I wanted to raise. And I'm pulling on my... Give me a sec, folks. All right, that looks stable. Something else I wanted to say about the medical exam. Oh yeah. And if you are preparing to obtain a private pilot certificate, or you're going through some type of flight training, namely someone that does not have their private pilot certificate yet, you will need to get a student pilot medical or student pilot certificate. So on one side is the medical, on the other side is the endorsements that your instructor has to sign before you can solo and all that stuff. So that is your student pilot certificate on one side and the medical certificate on the other side of the paper. When we're issued medicals, you only have the medical form on the one side. That's it. All right. So, you know, you don't want just medical certificate, or not blank, but just the medical on one side and the opposite is blank. If you don't have a private pilot certificate, you're going to have to get a student pilot medical. All right. So, you know, whatever in the way of training, whatever. And I'm assuming you haven't had a medical before to ask that question. So if you are going for pilot training, and I would just go, like, let's say, I don't know, if I was looking to be, I don't know, if to fly in the Air Force, Coast Guard, United States Army, I would just go get a physical anyway. You know, get into that process of these doctors poking and prodding you and stuff like that and everything. Because it's going to be, if you're going to be flying all your life, it's going to be a lifelong event. You're going to have to go get that medical. So, that is that. Okay, no questions there that I could see right away. And let's see what we got here. All right. No problem, James. No problem. That's why I'm here. Oh, God. Do I really want you to send questions, Viper? You guys look at, let's stomp Kino. It's like, shit. Excuse my language. Just be professional. Let's see. I saw something from, if a student is chosen randomly, what? If a student is chosen randomly, what is the probability it will be a girl's name? I need some numbers or something. A classroom contains 13 boys and 18 girls. If a student is chosen randomly, what is the probability it will be a girl's name? Well, it's 18 girls and a total of 31 students. So when we talk about probability, there's 13 boys and 18 girls. When we talk about probability, there is the event over a number of possibilities. So that's what I look at it. Like, I look at it like a fraction, and then you reduce the fraction. 13 boys, 18 girls. That's not fair. More girls than boys. I'm being silly. All right, so we have the event, and then total number of possibilities. I'll just abbreviate that. So the event, what is the probability of being a girl's? Okay, so we have 18 And this is where I get to 31. 13 plus 18 is 31. All right. And it really does not look like that can be reduced anymore. What are our answers? What are the answers, Maria? Hey, Ezekiel Eagle. Welcome. Glad to see you. And we'll wait for Maria for those questions. All right. So, and Ezekiel Eagle, feel free to throw some FAA or aviation questions, man. You can type them in, or you can take a photo with your smartphone and send them to my email. All right. Because this is military and FAA test prep, and that is private pilot all the way up to airline transport pilot and a certified flight instructor stuff, which includes the fundamentals of flight instructing. All right. So 36, 42, 58%, and 72%. Uh-oh. Civ question. Incoming! All right. So 18 and 31. Twice double 18 is 36. So it's under 50%. I would have to go with 42%. B, just by eyeballing it. The answers are 36%, 42%, 58%, or a 72% chance that a girl's name will be picked. And I said I would go just by eyeballing it, 42%. So, let's 31, 18.0. And this is just boom. I'm changing the fraction to a decimal. So the 18 falls down under the house, guys, whenever we want to change a fraction to a decimal. 31 can't go into 18. 180, it should be able to go in about 5 times. Hold on. We might be, hold on. I made my eyeball in that 42 may be wrong. All right. So 5 should be 155. Okay. 7, 2, 10, 5. 31 can't go into 25. Add a 0, drop a 0. 250. I will say 8. So 50.58 is the decimal form. We moved the decimal over 1, 2, 58%. So I've changed the fraction to a decimal, and the chances of randomly picking a girl out of that crowd will be 58%. All right. And everybody type clear if you got it. I will recap. The class has 13 boys, 18 girls. All right. And when we are looking at probability, events over possibilities. So the number of girls that could be picked over the total number of students, which is 31. Again, I demonstrated how 18 falls under the house for division, but we had to add a decimal and a couple zeros, and we came up with 0.58 or 58%. And just give me 3 clears, and okay, I do have my 3 clears. All right, and I want to make sure that I am super clear, super concise, and looks like everybody in the room, the majority, has it. Okay. Bup, 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 bup. Yeah, they okay, I thought we had an income and SIF question. I'm recycling my email. And I'll just retype it just so. If I learn how to spell my name, I would be, or I should say type it, not spell it. Okay, KinoThomas@gmail.com. If you don't already have it, you should have it. Most of these people in the room are friends to the room. I have seen you guys, some of you guys, a bunch of times. At least. So, but I'll just type it in again, just in case. So, if you have questions, feel free. Avery, I know you out there. I know you out there. Be like, you want a question, Kino? Okay, how about this mind twister? All right. Okay. It's sideways, but we're going to deal with this. All right. All right. I'm going to turn it the right way, but I gotta do a little magic on my end to rotate or attempt to rotate this question. All right. Edit. All right. I tried. All right. A little bit too much. Okay, a gun on sale in a shop is marked at $D for a discount price. I'm assuming that's what that means. During a discount sale is reduced 15%. During discount sale, the price is reduced by 15%. Then they can take off another 10%, it looks like, on an already discounted price. All right, so what is he going to have to pay in terms of pricing? So they give you $D to just say it's just some number. All right, so in that case, what I would do is I always use $100 because that works for, it'll give you like percentages and stuff like that. Once you kind of have an idea. So let's say I'm percent. This was a discounted price. All right, a gun on sale. So the sale price is 15%. And then the staff can do a further reduction of 10%. And so that would be, I got 175.75 of the discount price. 10. Staff are allowed to further. A gun on selling sharp is marked at $D, a discount price. During the discount, the price is reduced by 15%. Staff are allowed a further 10% reduction on the already discounted price. So we're at $85. Let's say if the gun was $100, that's the original price. So then that's why I use 100. So it's 15% off at that point, right? Which will bring the discount price to $85 if we get 15% off. Now, what they're also allowed to do is take another 10% off. That's what the sales staff could do. And then that brings this price down to $75. So basically what we have is a 25% discount. Now, D is dollars, it seems to me, not discount. I thought it was meaning discount at first. So I would say alpha, and check that answer for me. Check the answer for me, but I think it's alpha. What they have in the question for alpha is 0.75 D for dollars. So if we took the dollar amount, if we put 100 here, right, which is the original price, and then put 0.75 by it, we would come up with $75. And that's why I picked answer A. Viper's going to let me know if I am right. Okay, I didn't even see the other questions on there. All right. The answer is C, not A. I answer A as well. All right, let's take a look. C, 0.765 D. I don't know. I talked about typos in these books. James comes in with 85 times 10 is 850. You know what? And you're right. So tell me what 85 minus 850 is. Because really, honestly, most tests are not going to come at you like that. They're going to have specific dollar amounts. That's very, very theoretical. I would have rather them say, okay, yeah, it was Volvo. Give me a second. Most of our SIFT, ASVAB, AFOQT, ASTBE are going to be very, very matter of fact. What I mean by that is, they're going to have hard numbers for you to work with. All right. They're either going to do this. They're going to say, okay, the sale price was $85. And they may ask you something like, what was the original price? If this thing went on sale at $85 and it was 15% off. All right. So what we have to look at is we have the unknown number. And if we took 15% off, that means we have 0.85, which represents 85% of the number, and that equals $85. All right. So if we did the math on this, it would be 100. X would be equal to 100, which will represent the original price. That's what that's what most military aptitude test questions look like. But that theoretical, it's $D, all that it's not going to do that. I've yet to have somebody debrief with me and tell me they got a crazy question like that, because you saw how I was looking at it, like, huh? So if everybody's clear on that, we'll move forward. But basically, what I did try to go with their game and use the 100, took off 15%, then an additional 10%. So 100's good because we're going to take away 15%. It's $15. That gets us to 85. Now 10% of 85 is 850. Let's say 9. If we subtract 9, it's 74. 7450. 7450 would be 850. 7450. So let me look at this question again. $74.50. Okay. So that's what okay, I see what they did. And now I do see that it's answer C. Okay. So the gun that's on sale in the shop is, we'll say $100. Now if we take 15% off, that brings us to 85. If we take another 10% off, that means we deduct 850. Now, in my head, I'm not going to deduct 850. I'm going to deduct 9, which brings me to $74 and then add 50 cents. So this is the final price. So we've taken 15% off here, and then 15% of the 100, and then 10% of the 850. And the dollar amount could have been anything. But if we 0.765, which is about the dollar amount, then 9. Oh, I made a mistake. All right. That's where my mistake came in, because 85, and I should not have done it in my head, minus 9 is 76. But then we add 50 cents because we were only supposed to deduct $8.50. $8.50. So 76.50. And if we multiply 100 times 0.765, we will get 76.50. Remember, if we take this decimal, multiply it by 100, look at the number of zeros, and that's how many decimal places we move it over. 76.50. All right. And if that was clear, my people, type clear. If not, I will do it again. That was a good question, though, Viper. And that is correct. The person that put in a 23.5%. Clear. Yeah, bad math. Oh, my. So it could happen. It even stumped me for a minute, but then you were like, nah, it's this. And then I'm like, huh? Then I had to look at it. And then I'm like, yeah, because 15% off the 100 and then 10% off the 85. I'm going to have to DVR this question big time. Okay. All right. So we got a lot of clears in the room. Osvaldo, I think you were having an issue. And let me just check to make sure you say clear, because it seems like. All right. You have to DVR this. Okay. Yeah, DVR it. And, bring it back up. All right. And that's good. So Osvaldo can see it again. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's see what he's got for me next. N is an integer chosen at random from the... Come on, roll, man, roll. From the... Yeah, turn your camera next time you take these pictures, though, bro. Because I'm kind of looking at them sideways, and I'm trying to... And this is not working with me. Okay, that's a little bit better. And this energy chosen at random from the set of 5, 7, 9, 11. P is chosen at random from the set of 2, 6, 10, 14, 18. What is the probability that N plus P equals 23? P and randomly P chosen at random. What's that? 2, 6, 10, 14, 18. Okay. I'm definitely going to have to get back to you on this one. I have it in my email. But that's another one of those crazy questions. All right. Nah, you got it. You got it. That's going to be a research one. I'll probably do that after I get done with my live streaming tonight. Have a coffee and just look at it. Be like, look what Viper sent me. Okay. All right. Okay, Avery, where you at? Where are you at? I know you're out there lurking. It's like, oh, let me drop this fireball on him. She's still in the room? Let's see. Even Viper knows it's like, yeah. Avery be dropping bombs, son. I'll be like, uh-oh, here we go. But it's okay. Makes me sharper. She keeps me on my toes. Maria, I know you got something. Nah. Okay. How do we calculate the rate of descent in every waypoint until approach and landing? Well, here's the thing. And that's biting. I call him Ezekiel. Ezekiel. All right. When we are, oh, let me read the question first. All right. How do we calculate the rate of descent in, and you put every waypoint? Okay, until the approach and landing is what I believe you're trying to say. Okay. So, when, let's say, all right, you're going to be in two different situations. Either you're going to be in control of their space, and I mean like positively controlled by radar, or you're going to be in some type of controlled airspace, but not positively controlled, which means there's no radar approach. It's probably like an uncontrolled field. All airfields do not have a control tower. All airports, I should say, do not have a control tower. So here's the thing. If I'm being controlled by radar, then the only descent that I really need to calculate is during the final approach fix, or I start planning it from the initial approach fix. All right, so in that case, I'm going to have step down fixes, which I think on the approach that I did for you on the simulator, like you had the airport here. I'll just put APT, and here's my little runway. All right. So the air traffic controller is going to get you maybe, I don't know, say like 2,000 feet above AGL, above ground level. Now, the only time you would be dealing with descent rates, either you're going to come down on an ILS, which is a like a laser beam, but it's going to be a 3-degree glide slope. I'm not really concerned about step down fixes or altitudes, because I'm going to maintain, as long as in my course deviation indicator, my airplane being in the middle, I'm on localizer on glide slope, I'm good to go. So I'm not really worried about step down fixes, because I'm trying to really this question now on a non-precision approach. You're going to have step down fixes, all right? And you're going to come down to something. You don't come down to a decision height in non-precision approaches. You come down to something called a MDA, which is a minimum descent altitude. So now these step down fixes will be probably marked by DME or time. So let's say this is 5 miles out, this is 10 miles out, and this is 15 miles out. So there's really not a whole lot of planning. You just don't go below the floor. So let's say this is 2,000 feet, 1,500 feet, 1,000 feet, and then my minimum descent altitude is 500 feet above what we call, folks, a touchdown zone elevation. All right, so I'm going to be watching my DME. I'm going to be at 2,000 feet, and then I'm going to be at an approach speed of, I don't know, anywhere from 120 to 90 knots indicated. And I know this sounds like Chinese to like some of you guys, but so I'm going to fly my plane, and I'm going to have distance measuring equipment. This is just telling me merely where I am from the airport. And guys, you have to keep in mind, we cannot see the airport. We can't see the airport. This is what we call an instrument approach. And if you're a pilot, you know this. So we're coming down, and we won't see the airport till we're 500 feet above the ground. So there's going to be cloud cover. Like at these points, there's going to be cloud cover. And we're flying by reference to instruments. All right, so once I get 15 DME, I'm just going to descend, but I'm not going to descend lower than 1,500 until I get 10 miles out. When I get 10 miles out, then I'm cleared to descend to 1,000. And then when I get 5 miles out, then I'm cleared to drop to 500. So as far as descent planning, that is the two ways that you would come down. And I want to be sure that I what you were talking about. All right. So basically 2,000 feet. So let's say my cruising altitude is 15,000 feet. I'm at 15,000. Okay, well, let's say I'm doing my calculation and I want to lose, I'm going to have to lose 13,000 feet to the point where I get to my final approach fix. So, I mean, if I'm generally, if I'm 10 minutes out, 10 minutes away, 1,000 foot per minute on my vertical speed indicator, 1,000 feet per minute. If I'm 10 miles out or 10 minutes out, I probably use 13 minutes in this case because I got to lose 13,000 feet. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back on the power. I'm going to pitch for 1,000 feet per minute. By the time 13 minutes expires, I should be at 2,000. So that's like really simple. If I'm now, if I have really sensitive customers, and they shouldn't be 1,000 feet per minute. Once we go into the descent, the passengers may feel a little bit of a lightness, but then after they get into it and their inertia starts going with it, you just have to be smooth with the descent. And you could do that with just like a power reduction. But yeah, 1,000 feet per minute is good because if I'm 13 minutes out, I'll establish 1,000 foot per minute, and then when I get here, I'll be at 1,000. So I didn't know whether you meant descent planning for like en route down to our final approach fix, or whether you meant from precision or non-precision approach standpoint. Ezekiel, I hope. How do you calculate the rate of descent until approach and landing? Yeah, I keep it high to maybe till I'm about 20 minutes out from the airport. And then if I'm at 15,000 feet, for instance, like I said, airport, I want to be at 2,000 feet above the ground. So at 15,000 feet, if I know I am about 13 minutes away from the airport environment, when I establish 1,000 feet per minute, and you got to look, 1,000 feet per minute, I'm going to lose 1,000 feet every minute. So if I have 13 minutes, I'm going to lose 13,000 feet if I just keep it pegged at 1,000 feet per minute. So I'll have a nice, steady descent into my airport traffic area. And then the other two previous examples I mentioned would either be your step-down fix for a non-precision approach, or you're coming down on the ILS. And I hope I answered your question. And guys that aren't pilots, I know that sounded like Chinese, but that was a good question, though. And Byton, let me know if I answered your question properly, sir. But I think that's what you meant, the way you worded the question. Okay. All right. In general question, how often do you think a shop would want to send one of their to their fast classes and or send them? It depends on how many slots they have. Okay. All right. Ezekiel or Biden, he got it. Okay. Yeah, it depends on how many slots they have and, what they have cooking. It's not really kind of like what they like. I mean, if they have slots, they're going to like post them up and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. As far as officer flight training, I'm not really sure. And to be honest with you, I'm really not sure how the rotary wing community, how they organize that as far as like their officer. I know that the backbone of the United States Army, as far as aviation, it's warrant officers. Now, when we get into Apaches and stuff like that, then I think the officer corps kind of like steps in when they're like lobbing. So I mean, not just that, but the majority of helicopter pilots, from what I understand, the United States Army are warrant officers. Yeah. So I do okay. And Viper puts in a quick problem. 3x plus 2x 5. Yeah, just foil that, Viper. Thanks, James. Let's see. 5 people buy 3 pens each, and 3 people buy 7 pencils each. What is the ratio of the number of pens sold to the total number of pencils sold? 5 people buy 3 pens. So there's 15 pens. 3 people buy 7 pencils each. That's 21. 15 to 21. That can be reduced. 15 to 21. What was it? Pens and pencils. Pens, pencils. 3, 5, 7. Post your answers, Maria, but I believe that's a 5 to 7 ratio. Charlie. James. Yeah, 15 to 21. And thanks, Viper. You answered that. 15 miles is pretty far. Not in an airplane. You're eating that distance up quick. Let's wait for him. 3 to 7. 3, 5 to 7. Are you telling me, Maria, that the answer said it was 3 to 7? Okay, and then it looks like I'm caught up. Oh no, maybe not. Because I see you put 3 to 7. But to me, I think it's 5 to 7. The total number of... If 3 people bought 5 pens, that's 15 pens sold. And then 7 people purchased 3 pens. That's 21 pencils, I'm sorry. And so the ratio of pens sold to pencils would be 5 over 7, or you put 5:7. Oh, nope. Give me a second. Come on, girl. You're supposed to be on it, girl. Come on, girl. All right. Let's see here. Well, you have to reduce. That's when we're talking about probability or ratios, we always reduce. So that could be, that's what they're saying is the answer, 15 to 21. Well, we came up with that, but I would probably reduce it. That is the proper way to do it. Because it can be reduced. And so, like, I would never say there's a 2 in 4 chance. There's a 1 in 2 chance, which is 50%. But, okay, be that as it may. If they say that's the answer, then that's the answer. And Viper backing me up. Reduced by 3, 5 to 7. So, you have to be careful because there are a lot of typos in these books and stuff like that. They publish these books and, you know, nobody... I mean, they have an editor to correct spelling. But, you know, they probably go with questions that somebody answered a long time ago and they just accept it as right. And, you know, if you write to them, then they will revise it in the next edition. But like I said, if there's 10,000 books printed with a mistake, guess what? They're going to sell all them books. Even though they know there's mistakes in them. They're going to sell them. They're going to sell you those books. You know, they're not going to be, oh, throw these away. You know, somebody like me would do that, but probably, you know, but if it was somebody marketing for me, they wouldn't do that. They'd be like, Barnes & Noble, you need 500 of these? Boom, there you go. So, you know, it's just, that's the way it is, guys. I try to think of myself as a equalizer when it comes to all the crap that you have to look at in these tests tests, but her doesn't say to reduce. That's tough. I mean, mathematically, I'm a mathematician. I'm automatically going to reduce because 99.9% of all the ratio and proportion questions that I've ever dealt with ask you to reduce. You know, any professor, any math professor would tell you to reduce. But I don't know. I wouldn't just sit at that and just leave it there. I would break it down from 15 and 21. I would definitely break that down to divide the top and the bottom by 3, 5 over 7. You know. Okay, checking email. Oh, man. I see you, Avery. Let's see if Avery's going to be gentle tonight. All right, let's see here. Okay, the first one that I can see is 5 is what percent of 25? And in this, I use something called the is over of formula. The is over of formula. And what do I mean by that? What does he mean? Okay. Is over of. All right. So what they're asking you, 5 is what percent of 25? Watch the wording. 5 is what percent of 25? All right. Now, I left those out intentionally because I'm trying to is of. So the formula goes like this. Is of equals percent, which is unknown, over 100%. So whatever's missing, we're going to capture by cross multiplication and division. Cross multiplication and division, or cross multiplication this way and then division. All right. So let's look at our numbers and where they're placed, what they're placed next to. This is what you have to remember. Is over of equals unknown percent over 100%. 5 is, that's where 5 goes. What percent of, that's where 25 goes. So we can see that the is and the of is position. And then we have our unknown percent over 100%. So I could already see it, and I see that it is 20%. But if we cross multiply 5 times 100, and then we're going to divide by 25. So that's what I mean by cross multiplication. We have to cross multiply here because 25 doesn't have anything to cross multiply with. So you cross multiply by the corresponding numerator and opposite denominator, and then you divide by this denominator. So rapid math, 5 times 100, 5 times 1 is 5, add the 2 zeros, that's 500. And then we are going to divide by 25. All right, so I know that this is going to be 25 goes into 50 2 times, and then we'll add the 0. All right, and that leaves us at, let's see, 25. 20 goes here. So like I said, it's 20%. I knew it was 20% because if we have 20% of something, it takes 5 of them to make the whole. So 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5, which is 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, and 20% equals 100% of something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fives is 25. 5 is 20% of 25. Okay. All right. All right. And then they have a to the a power times a for our next question. So a is equal to 3. So the question is a to the a power times a. Yeah. So 3 to the third power times 3. All right. Rules of operation. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. We have to get rid of the exponent. 3 cubed, 3 times 3 is 9, times another 3 is 27. And then times 3 is equal to 21, 81. Let's back up and take a look. Answer D for that question. All right. And then, last but not least of Avery's question, if 0.04y equals 1, then how much is y? If 0.04y is equal to 1, then how much is y equal to? Well, when I look at this, I see automatically that we're going to have to divide both sides by 0.04. This cancels out. 0.04. 0.04. 1 falls under the house. 1.00. And what's going to happen is, here's our decimal. Our decimal must be moved before we do anything. 1, 2 places. So we go 1, 2 places. And then this goes up top in our answer. Y is equal to 25. So it will take 25.04s. If we added that 25 times, we would get 1. So bravo is that question. All right. Girl, you answering the questions? I'm like, oh, I thought you had problems. All right. We have another question. 80 degrees. Okay. Now in this diagram they have a circle. And don't laugh at my artwork, guys. We have a circle. And then we have an angle formed by ABC. Now this is called an arc length. And what the question is saying, this is 80 degrees. All right. So the question is saying, in the figure shown below, if arc AC, this is the arc AC, is equal to 80 degrees, then the angle ABC, which is this ABC, is 80 degrees. All right. If it's 80 degrees here, where these 2 points meet, it's 80 degrees here. Hold on. $40, $40, $80. Now that's way off from a 90. All right. I thought it was 80, but now I'm looking at it. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if arc AC is 80 degrees, and maybe this is not truly representative. Avery, what's the answer for 44? 40. All right, 40. All right, that's a good question. I'm going to have to research that. And I will present it next week. Where are we at? Okay, we're at our hour. So let me see. We're at our hour. Let's see here. If you didn't hit the like button, please hit the like button. And I really enjoyed the participation tonight. It's been amazing. Let's see here. Again, if you are interested in coming to the live stream and you're one of my clients, just shoot me an email. And that's really all I have now. I thank you guys. I really thank you guys for the questions that you guys brought to the table. Only a couple stumped me. Oh, Viper, I think you're asking about that last question. How? I'm going to do some research on that because I thought it was 80. But see, here's the thing. It's supposed to be 40 according to the book, right? It's supposed to be 40 degrees, right? So if this arc length is 80, right? I would think that this would be 80 as well. But for some reason, the book is saying 40, and I just want to do some research on it. I will definitely bring this back up in the live stream next week. I'll bring it up in the live stream next week. But again, I thank you guys for your participation. If you know anybody that's preparing for the SIFT, ASVAB, AFOQT, OAR, or ASTBE, this is where they need to be. I'm here every week. So, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But, anybody that's out there struggling with ASVAB questions, am I the best mathematician in the world? No, I am not. But I do a lot of math. And I probably get 95% of 95, maybe a little bit higher than 95% of my problems that are presented to me. And I welcome this because it kind of puts me in a hot seat. But you see my method because when you're testing, you don't know what's coming. And so, with word problems, I always tell you line by line. And I don't lose my cool, anything like that. And I give you test taking tips. Well, if this was me and if it was the test, when it's time for me to take this, okay, no problem, Viper. All right, caught the tail end, but I'll watch it later. Ivan, how you doing, buddy? Hit the like button for me. Yeah, but it's DVRable, so you can catch it once I close this out and everything. But yeah, I don't know anybody else that kind of puts their self on the line like this. And there could be. I'm not saying there's not, but my thing is I'm not afraid to. I am a damn good mathematician. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but I'm a damn good mathematician. And if I don't know the answer, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to publish a book with mistakes. So, I think you guys all know that, and that's just, trustworthiness and someone that you can rely on, or a system that you can rely on is priceless. And these test prep books, they don't do that. You don't get all the information, and that really, really sucks. So I'm just really I'm trying to help. So I don't know. I guess that's all I have for you guys. We did our hour. You guys, the participation has been amazing. I know, Viper. Shirts. I haven't seen what's his face. I can't. His name is right on the tip of my tongue. I should actually have it on my Wade. Yeah, Wade, my t-shirt guy. I'm gonna get these Kino Vision shirts up ASAP. Seriously. And stay on me, Viper. Stay on me, please. Because I need to do some merchandise, some shirts, maybe some coffee cups, or something like that. Just to kind of get my brand out there and stuff. Because everybody merchandises, but I want to invest in a green screen system. That's what I want to do. So that's like my next little thing. So this way I'm not all bang, 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 bang. I can put like a virtual scratch pad behind me, and I can stay centered. I'm going to write Kino on my forehead. That is funny. I'm going to write Kino on my forehead when I go to MEPS. Hey, if you do that, the proctor will be like, no, you don't even have to take the test. We know what you're going to do. Just, okay, here's your score. All right, have a good day. I won't be able to stay after 10:30. I won't be able to stay on you after 10:31 shipping. Well, make sure, I have your email. Just make sure you stay in touch and you check back in with us when you can. Because I want you to come back, and I want you to talk about some of your experiences, like in basic or warrant officer flight training and stuff like that and everything. That's what I want this channel to be, not just about test prep, but just some of your experiences, some of your expectations, what you didn't. I wouldn't mind doing like a one-on-one interview with you after you go through your process and training and stuff like that. And that's anybody that's watching out here. If you guys would like an interview, just to kind of give people an idea of what really is going on, because I'm not saying recruiters are bad, but you have to understand that a lot of jobs that they're lining you up for and everything, it depends on the needs of the military. So it is not send me an email, Gilbert, and we will I'm putting my email up on the message board Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. I definitely want this channel to be about, you know, it's somewhere where people could come not just for test prep, but maybe if you are already active duty, you're already in, I'd like you to talk about a MOS, your MOS. That's another thing that I want to focus on. And, you know, it'd probably be in the form of a Google Hangout. And, you know, we go and we just talk about some things and stuff. So other people can say, well, yeah, I'd like to do that job. So you can talk about your job, what you do, what your day is like, some of the good things, some of the bad things, the pros and cons and stuff like that. So if somebody's like, oh, I want to be an air traffic controller, then this military air traffic controller can talk about, okay, well, yeah, sometimes, you know, damn, you know, I'm juggling like 30 planes and it's rough, but, you know, or tell us about your transition. Like, okay, well, you know, I wasn't really where I needed to be physically, but, you know, with my training and all that and just exercise and stuff like that, I got where I needed to be, and here I am. So, you know, if you guys are active duty, I want you to share some of your stories. Just email me, because I want this channel to be more than just about test prep. I want Army ATC is 15 Quebec. Okay. So, that's really about it. Let me see here. Alright. Okay. So, yeah. I don't see that email from you. I think that was Gilbert, I think the name was. But yeah, just send me the email and I just put that out. But just send me the email if you're interested in coming to the Google Hangout. We will take care of that, and I'll just keep my eyes open. I think I see Maria. Eliana, I think, was in here. All right. I think that's okay. So, yeah, guys, just email me. Okay. I didn't took my Ezra, scored terribly, trying to get 50 or more. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm still here, guys. I'm just responding. Oh, choose them. Okay, I got that email back to you, and I see your situation, Gilbert, and I could definitely assist you with that. So, we talked before? Okay. All right. So, yeah, don't get discouraged. Just, you know, keep coming to the live streams. That's what I tell people. Just keep coming to the live streams. You know, because, you know, some people, they don't, oh, Google now. Uh-oh. I got my clients. They yelling at me. Google now. So, yeah. Hey, look, the clients, they take precedence over everybody. But Gilbert, let me know if you want an online lecture ticket. All you have to do is just go to the site and purchase it. When I get the the when I get the notification from PayPal, then I will send you a link. Please let me just look real quick because I got my Okay, you do have a Gmail account. Great. Yeah, because it's a Google Hangout. You need a Gmail account. I know. I could talk forever, but okay. I'm going to my Google Hangout now. Gilbert, if you're interested, go to stemwithkino.com. Go to payment options. There's an online lecture ticket. Once I get notification for PayPal, I will bring you in, and you will get your full hour. So, I mean, up to if it's a half hour, for you to respond, I'll still do it. You know me. I've been over backwards. All right, so you'll definitely get an hour, and but try not to make it more than 15 minutes if you're gonna, So, all right, that's it. Done running my mouth. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate all you guys coming in. Have a great night, and see you next week, 9 to 10, or later. Sorry, Maria. Bye. Okay.